Good God. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it, Miguel? Huh? I've been saying it.
I hate to say I told you so, but fuck you. I love saying I told you so. I told you so. I've been saying this for years, and now everyone's so shocked that this is happening. What? Oh, no. I'm not shocked. I mean, in this particular case, yes, I am shocked because I'm like, wow, you guys really are kissing this fan base's ass. But as far as like knowing how bad the fan base is, I've known this for years. I've been calling it out for years. So apparently, this reviewer on IGN gave a 5 out of 10 to episode 4 of Loki, which that video has been massively disliked. It was like 7,000 dislikes on that video. Mostly people complaining about this person doesn't like good stuff. You know, it's even, and then fucking episode 5 had a 7 out of 10, but then IGN fired the reviewer, took the video down, replaced it with another review that gave it an 8 out of 10. And it's just like, how far are we gonna let these MCU fanboys go before we start calling this shit out? Is it because you people are shilling for Disney or something? I don't understand. It makes no sense to me that these fanboys are so bad that they're bitching at this guy on Twitter, and the guy got fired, and then his review got replaced with a review that made them happier. Because for some reason, a 7 out of 10 to these fanboys is like a fucking 0. I now know how YMS feels. And I don't understand. I've been calling this out for years. There's literally a video I did like 3 years ago about MCU fanboys who attacked Angie Hond, who was this journalist who reviewed Infinity War. I don't know if she still works where she worked at that time, but she reviewed Infinity War. And Infinity War, she said that it was some thrilling moments, but it wasn't as good as Guardians 2, Black Panther, Spider-Man Homecoming, or Thor Ragnarok. I highly disagree. I think Infinity War is better than all 4 of those. But that's whatever. That's besides the fucking point. The point is, she just said it was a fine movie, and people lost their shit because she wasn't being given the review that they wanted. She's so biased. Why are you so biased? You were gonna win into it. By the way, they're calling her biased for her review of a movie that she saw that they didn't. Keep this in mind. Keep in mind, this movie wasn't released yet. It was going to release internationally, worldwide, on one day. In like a few days from that post, it was going to go be released worldwide. So these fanboys that are attacking her and trashing her review haven't seen a single frame of the film outside of like trailers and clips and TV spots. They haven't seen a single frame of the actual full movie. And they just went at her neck for no reason. For nothing. Because these fanboys are garbage people. They're fucking terrible. They're fucking terrible. And all I see are articles and entire Twitter accounts dedicated to how bad the Snyder fanboys are, the DCU fans. I just have to make that distinction because Snyder fans like only the Snyder shit. So basically, Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League, the Snyder cut of Justice League, versus the DCU fanboys who like the fucking pretty much like anything in the DCU in general. But even although I think they even like the Justice League one as well. I'm not sure. But I don't know how they feel about that particular situation. But they like pretty much anything in the DCU, no matter what. But we hear nothing about how bad the Star Wars fans are, Snyder fans, DCU fans, and nothing on MCU fanboys, like at all. There's no articles, there's no Twitter accounts dedicated to them, at least not that I know of. But why are these fanboys, MCU fanboys, so protected by these people? They're so protected that IGN yeeted in a whole journalist and his video to replace it with one that gave it a better score for an episode of Loki, which, by the way, I've not seen yet, because so I can't sit here and say, "Oh, this person is making accurate points about this show." because I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything from Loki. I haven't seen anything about. I haven't seen anything MCU since Endgame, and Cowboy Cast 2 would be like, "You say that, but you'll still see it. It's breaking records." It's like, that's nice for other people, but I still haven't seen this shit. I'm sorry to tell you that. You'll be surprised that the last two things I saw from the MCU were Infinity War and Endgame. That's it. I didn't see Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't see the other shit after Endgame. But it's making money still. It's breaking records. That's nice. That's very nice. I don't know what that has to do with me, but that's nice. I'm sure that's nice for the other 7 billion people on this planet. That's not me. And speaking of Bookcast too, he contributes to this kind of shit. He contributes to this kind of... Like, I'm almost certain Stephen Dorff has gotten some fucking death threats for his comments about Black Widow. And every time someone criticizes the MCU, like Stephen Dorff more recently, he's like, they're haters. They're all haters. They're gonna kill Kevin Feige or some shit. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure Kevin Feige is cradling his millions in his vault, wiping a single tear with a Ben Franklin. Like, oh my god, I hope Armin saves me for this criticism that I don't give a fuck about. Imagine really giving more of a shit about the criticism, be it a good, fair criticism or even an unfair criticism, more than the person who's making the films or who's working behind the scenes on the films. Imagine giving that much of a fuck about this shit than the guy who's making it. You care more than than Kevin Feige does. Why? Why? I don't understand. Why does Stephen Dorff's comments bother you so much? Granted, it wasn't a very well thought out criticism, but I mean, it's not worth wanting to fucking see this man dead. Okay? They're just movies. They're just movies. Kevin Feige is not gonna nut on your face. The thing I've come to learn about these MCU fanboys, number one, they are no different from the Twilight fangirls, like I said before, or the Snyder fans. Oh yeah, well, Snyder fans sent death threats. Do these people say yes? They have. Yes, they have. Do they harass people? Yes, they do. They 100% do. They're no different from Twilight fangirls. When you get to the point where you start attacking people over a film, you've gone full Twilight fangirl. Let's just be honest. Even if it is because they spoiled the movie for you, you've still gone full Twilight fangirl. Let's just be like, seriously. Another thing I've come to realize about MCU fanboys is that it doesn't matter if the movie makes sense, or if it's good, or it has any sort of quality to it. It just has to exist. They don't like Endgame because it's good. They like Endgame because it exists. That's it. Want proof of that? There was an IGN, going back to IGN, there was a poll they put up on Twitter. Which was better, Endgame or Spider-Verse? It was a 50-50 split. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it was, okay? But a large chunk of the comments defending Endgame boiled down to, well, it's the culmination of 10 years and 22 movies leading to this epic climactic battle. Okay, that's nice. Thanks for reading the back of the fucking Blu-ray to me. Now tell me why the movie is good. But the thing is, you can't, can you? You can't tell me why this movie is good. Because you just like that your main reason for loving it is that it exists. But yeah, in the end, I've been saying this for years, and a lot of people have been saying this for years. But not enough people. I mean, I see more videos about Star Wars fans and Snyder fans and DCEU fans. I see videos about that all the time. MCU fans, I see barely any video. I've seen like if you type in MCU fanboys into your search bar, you probably get like fucking 7 videos, and 3 of them are mine. So I don't know what to say anymore. It's like I don't know why no one's calling this shit out. They've been letting this shit go and it hasn't always been this terrible. I mean, fucking go back to the Avengers. They weren't this bad, MCU fanboys. In fact, I could pinpoint the terrible as being around about 2015, 2016, maybe. I would say definitely 2016 was when they got bad, but they weren't. I think 2015 as well. I'm not sure, But 2016 is when they really started coming into the light. That's when DCU fanboys and MCU fanboys really became like how it was really highlighted as being terrible. But then it was also mainly DC fanboys. It was like that was like the butt of every joke. But then it's like MCU fanboys kind of just faded away. But very few people were like going at you for criticizing MCU films. Now that's not the case anymore. Now it's like you criticize any MCU film, a critic brings Black Panther's 100% Rotten Tomatoes score down to 99. He's called a fucking racist. I pretty much can tell you that some of these people who are saying that probably didn't care about racism. They were just using it as an excuse to bitch at this guy for not liking an MCU film. Like don't use the racism, sexism card if the only reason you're bitching at them is that they didn't like an MCU film. Don't do that. Don't use other people's struggles, other people's life struggles, so you can fanboy over a fucking movie that you're gonna like no matter what. Okay? Don't do that. That's just dirty. That's some dirty shit. But yeah, there's nothing else I can say at this point. Oh, there is, I think, just one thing I can say. I told you so.